Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great and affordable motorhome value from Parkway RV Center, and I'm going to continue doing some of these older trade-ins that we have gotten in the last several weeks. Main reason being deer season is here. I did a motorhome yesterday, a Southwind, a 90 model Southwind. Deer hunter from Michigan bought it this morning. Hardly anybody's got these inexpensive Class A motorhomes in good shape, and I'm going to advertise them, and they're selling like crazy, folks. This particular one is a 1994 Itasca Suncruiser. The model number is a 34RQ, 34 foot long, rear engine diesel. 230 horse Cummins, got 137,000 miles, which keep in mind, folks, this is a diesel. Not even broken in yet. If you were buying a 94 model dually pickup truck in a diesel with 137,000 miles, you consider it low miles for the year. This particular one, a gentleman drove it up from North Florida to trade it in on another diesel Class A. He's owned it for the last few years. It's in, for the age of the motorhome, it's in good shape, folks. Not new, but for a 24-year-old motorhome, there's a lot worse out there for a lot more money. This doesn't have a slide, 34 foot. He's done some modifications to it, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to point out the good and the bad. This unit is only $14,900. Got a 6500 LP generator that runs great, powers everything up. I'll show you it runs, folks, but it's low on propane, so I can't let it run because it'll run out. But it does run, and I'll guarantee that it runs. One thing I like about, if you buy an older motorhome, of course Itasca is owned by Winnebago. The good thing about a Winnebago product is, especially back in the mid to early 90s, they were the only brand that did this, a fiberglass roof. So you've got you've virtually got no roof worries. Very, very little maintenance is required on a fiberglass roof. Got an awning. Motorhome's running right now. It's got the 5.9 liter, 230 horse Cummins. Same thing you get in a Dodge pickup truck. And I've driven this coach. It does have the 6-speed Allison, not the 4-speed, but the 6-speed Allison push-button transmission. So you can drive it on the interstate. It's not going to kill your fuel mileage. And I know it's a 230, folks. I know it may be a little small for today's standards, but the torque of this thing it's got plenty of torque. That's where your power comes from. I mean, it'll run 65 miles an hour or 70 on the interstate all day long. You know, the only thing that, like any 230 Cummins, is when you first take off, it's a little bit slow till you get into second gear and get your RPMs built up. But folks, I promise you, it's been driven 137,000 miles, so obviously that hasn't affected the previous owners who've enjoyed this motorhome. That 230 horse hasn't affected them one bit. They drove it 137,000 miles. So, of course, good thing about a Winnebago product, folks, is they build 80% of their own parts in-house. That's the only brand that does it. So even though this thing is a 94 model, you can just about get any parts you want directly from Winnebago. And the outside's in good shape. And the passenger side windshield does have a crack in it. The previous owners owned this thing for several years. He said that crack was there when he bought it and had been there for several years beforehand. So again, that doesn't affect the driver's view whatsoever. It's not on the driver's side, so it's sold with that crack in the windshield. Obviously, it didn't stop the other guy from buying it either. Now, if you do want a windshield put in, contact our sales department, and they'll get you a price, and if you want to do it, they'll just add it to the price. But the $14,900 price, folks, does not include a windshield. And be honest with you, if this was me buying it, I wouldn't even worry about it. I'd just drive it with a cracked windshield on the passenger side. It's not going to affect it whatsoever. Stepping back here, the rear of the RV, corners aren't beat up. It does have a hitch on the back. The backup camera works. All the lights work, tail lights, headlights, all that good stuff. We'll walk on through here. No white smoke, so obviously it doesn't need fuel filters changed. But I'm going to show you some of the modifications the previous owners made. It's got a power steps. And, you know, it's whatever. I mean, this is a, you know, when you buy an older motorhome like this, very few of them are 100% factory anyway. People always modify them to suit their needs. They've took all the carpet out and they put a hardwood floor in here. Oh, this unit does have functioning HWH hydraulic leveling jacks too. As we step inside here, the upholstery's clean. It says it's got hardwood floor throughout. There's no carpet in it whatsoever. Now, if I just had to pick it to death, they didn't do the best job installing the floor. You know, it may need some corner round, some trim work, but certainly it'll get you by. Up here in the front cab, there's no check engine lights. And I know that it bounces on camera, but that's the old style CRT backup camera. The refresh rate for a CRT TV is totally different than a digital video camera. So in person, I can guarantee you it works perfectly and the screen doesn't bounce. In fact, I'm looking at the woods right behind where this thing's parked. Osh Kosh chassis, 230 Cummins, 6-speed push-button Allison, automatic, 137,243 miles for those of you who want the exact mileage. Got a brake controller on it, HD TV up top, and it does work. And I don't mind showing you the generator runs. I just can't run it very long because it'll run out of fuel. And obviously you can hear it run. And we'll leave it on long enough to switch everything over. Refrigerator's getting cold. Of course, I've got that on LP too. That's another reason why this thing just doesn't have much left in it. A couple of things I'll point out. For some reason, and I didn't know this till after we traded for it, the previous owners, I would assume the previous owners, took a lot of the light bulbs out. So when you buy this thing, remind us and we'll go ahead and throw some light bulbs in here for you. You know, even though we're selling this as is, I mean, we'll at least put some bulbs in it. I don't know why they took them out. It's got a padded headliner. It's got twin roof airs. This front one is several years newer than the rear one, so it's been changed. And you can see, letting that thing change over here. And another thing I've noticed, folks, is they have installed, I think we just ran out of, yep. We were running out of propane, folks. But it runs and it puts out. That's the important thing. The countertops have been changed out with granite countertops. And they did it in the bathroom too. So that's kind of that's unusual, but it's cool. I mean, these were custom built. I mean, they spent some money on these countertops, having them custom built for this motorhome. Solid wood cabinetry. It's got a table booth that makes a bed, got a sofa that makes a bed in the back so it sleeps 6. These are all hardwood cabinetry. Winnebago's got a patent on a protective glaze that they put on these motorhomes. And that's why when you look at a Winnebago motorhome from the 60s and the 70s when they started using that glaze, the cabinets look just as good as this 94. You look at a 2017 model, the cabinets look just as good as this 1994 model, thanks to that patented glaze they use. But it does have a 230 Cummins, got a 6.5 Onan propane generator that runs, puts out like it's supposed to. Got the granite countertops, Norcold refrigerator freezer, and it does work. I mean, this unit could use a little bit of cleaning, folks, but for the price, you really can't complain. I mean, you're buying a diesel pusher motorhome for what you're going to spend on a decent used travel trailer. One thing I'm going to point out, because I don't want anybody saying I didn't say this or I didn't say that, or show this or show that. This originally had a door right here. What the previous owners did, because you really don't need a door thanks to the layout, they took the towel rack that was on the back of the door, they installed it right here on the wall. And so what you do to close the bathroom off, you just slide that over and you've got your entire bedroom and bathroom to get ready in. If you need more privacy than that, you just slide the back door over and you've got a lot bigger bathroom, a lot more room in here to get ready. Bathroom's got a stand-up shower, got a vent fan, RV toilet, that's a China toilet, a granite countertop in here. Gosh, they spent some money on those countertops. I'll give them credit. Plenty of cabinets in here. Notice there's no headliner. Got some LED lights right there they changed out. Notice the headliner ain't sagging or nothing. Rear bedroom with a Queen Island bed. We're sitting on top of a running 230 horsepower Cummins engine right now. Brand new mattress. And also, folks, we did put a brand new bank of batteries on this thing. So it's got brand new interstate batteries. Got an HD TV back here as well on a swivel mount. Looks like you may have a blind over there that's not working right. It may have a broken string on it. You know, folks, like I said, I'm selling this thing as is because of the price and the age, but I still want to show you everything that I see that, and I may be kind of over picking it, or you know, but like I said, you know, the one I shot yesterday, man's traveling from Michigan to buy it off my video, so and that's what I tell people. I show you the good and the bad. I don't want you traveling hundreds of miles to come down here and then say, hey, you didn't show that or show this. You know, I try to be honest as I possibly can on a used 24-year-old motorhome. Looks like they put some shelves in here for extra storage. There's your other sink cover, which should still work. It looks like it would still fit with the new countertops. Anyway, folks, it is what it is. I mean, it's a 24-year-old motorhome. It's not new by no means, but it is in decent shape. I would still rate it above average condition for the year model, considering, and the price especially, folks. I mean, basically, you're getting a diesel motorhome for what you're going to spend for a used gas burner. $14,900, and folks, I'm not taking a dime less for it. That's jumping in it and going. I'll put some bulbs in the lights, and you know, I'll crank the generator, show you that works, but you know, you're taking it just like you see it, folks. I don't have the manpower to fix these older motorhomes up, do a full checkout, not for the price that we're selling them for. So I price these things to move just like I did that Southwind. This one right here should sell very quickly. And you got to think about it, folks. If you're into deer hunting, I mean, you've got the fiberglass roof. This is something you can leave parked in the woods for a few years, use during hunting season, and drive it off and resell it. I mean, it's going to be worth what you paid for it for the next few years if you take care of it. And with the fiberglass roof, you don't have to go up there and seal the roof every year and keep it covered and all that stuff like you do a rubber roof. So you got a lot to work with right here, and it's a Winnebago product, so getting parts is no problem. I ordered some parts from Winnebago the other day, folks. Now, they're a little slow to get them to you, but they're about the only manufacturer that you can buy parts directly from the factory without going through a dealer and having a dealer mark the prices up. So that's always a nice feature. But anyway, it's $14,900. That's haggle-free, firm, cash money, dead presidents, not personal checks. That's either cash, it's either cashier's check or wire transfer. I'll take a credit card for a deposit only to hold it till you get here. But it's cash, cashier's check. And when I say cash, folks, as always, that's green. That's not a personal. I don't know why people think a personal check's cash. It's the farthest from it. It's a piece of paper. Or, like I said, cashier's check or wire transfer. As far as financing is concerned, I do not have a lender with the nationwide lenders that we use, because you got to realize, folks, most of the time we sell $30,000 to $80,000 motorhomes. That's kind of our price range. So when you get a cheaper motorhome like this, first of all, it's too old for my lenders to go with. I use the big nationwide lenders, and when you get under about a 98 or 99 model or 2000 model, they won't finance it. So this is the 94, so Well, if you need to finance this RV, if you don't have the cash to pay for it, go to your own bank or credit union. I would strongly suggest getting a personal loan or a signature loan for this amount, or a cash advance on a credit card if you need it, because this way you're going to pay a little bit more in interest, but you'll save money because you won't have to carry full coverage insurance on it. So it balances out. And you know, I don't know about your bank, but my bank, I can walk in, get a personal loan for 10, 15 grand and walk out 30 minutes later with my money in hand. Now, I know not all banks are that fast, but you know, if it takes more than a couple hours to get a simple signature loan, I'd be looking for a different bank. But we just drove it several hundred miles up here, or we didn't drive it, the people that traded it in did. And it's a good running motorhome. I drove it about, I guess 12, 14 miles when we traded for it on the interstate. It shifts good, runs good, brakes good, rides good, tires don't beat you up. I mean, this is a decent running old motorhome for what it is. It's just, you know, for somebody on a budget, somebody wanting something for deer hunting, or just somebody wanting to buy a motorhome to see how they like it, like a starter RV. And that's what, most of the time, that's how I trade for these things, folks. A lot of people go out and they buy older motorhomes like this for their first one, so they're not risking a lot of money to see if they like it. They'll keep it for a year or 2 years, and then they'll trade it in on a nicer, newer one with slide outs and all that, just like this guy did. And so here it is again for somebody to see if they like RVing. You know, you're not going to lose money. I mean, this thing's worth 14. Heck, you can scrap this motor home for probably 10 or 11 grand. That motor and transmission's worth several $1,000s just to sell it to a junkyard. So you're not going to lose money in this motor home. It's going to be worth $14,900 for a while, folks. So good thing about it is you can use it a year. If you don't like RVing, or you do like it, you want to sell it and buy you something else, you can put this thing online for $14,900, get your money back out of it. Now, take that versus buying one of these brand new and losing 33% of what you just paid for it when you drive it off the new dealer's lot. Literally, people, when they buy a motorhome like this new, they drive it off the new dealer's lot, they're losing $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in the course of 30 seconds when it changes from a new RV to a used RV. So the fact that you can buy 5 or 6 motorhomes like this for what you just lost in depreciation when you drive a new one off the new dealer's lot is pretty impressive to me. Anyway, folks, give us a call. Our phone numbers are 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. Our website is parkwayrvcenter.com, and you can email sales at parkwayrvcenter.com. Again, folks, due to the year model, financing through our lenders is not available on this motorhome. You'll have to go to your own bank or credit union and apply for a loan yourself. And if you'll call us, we're more than happy to send over whatever paperwork they require to process a loan for you to buy this RV. 94 34RQ Itasca Suncruiser, diesel, 137K miles, propane generator, granite countertops, hardwood floors. You know, this is a good running, good driving motorhome that for this price, folks, is hard to beat. Like I said, you're going to spend this amount of money on a used travel trailer in good shape. So, and this right here, you've got generator. You can use it anywhere you want to park it. You don't have to have hookups. You know, so that's what makes it ideal. And plus, you've got full use of it while you're traveling down the road. You got somebody riding with you. You got the generator, so you can keep it cool back here. They can make a pot of coffee, make you a sandwich. They can take a shower. If they're balanced enough, you can take a hot shower while somebody else is driving, of course. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.